According to Mythos, 100% of you are subscribed. Good job!
Hello, and welcome to part 6 of the Equation series in the Protean Hero saga, where we're gonna be going over the lore of every single equation in the path of Remembrance. Honestly, this one I am a little bit intrigued by because this is the main titan that is helping us. I'm hoping that this can give us more context about the world, in particular because this titan is very close to us now, especially through Mem. If I can find anything about Mem, which I really doubt, that would be massive. But I am intrigued to see what the followers of Orynix might be and how this could relate as to why we are more attuned to Orynix, if that makes sense. My only issue going into these equations is that because of how Orynix is with like rewinding time and, you know, the main story doing time travel, I am concerned that a lot of these things will be very convoluted and hard to understand because time travel is confusing. But yeah, too much yapping. With that being said, let us go through the equations.
Bard. One-eyed Helioticus. Are you still collecting those stories? Take a moment to rest your feet and share your own past. I've heard the Menestia scales once kissed your throat, yet it was corroded by the seawater in the final expedition, taking with it your eye. Was that a type of good fortune? From that doomed flame chase you managed to survive? Yet, you continue to wander across the land, chronicling the golden heroes, the bloodthirsty villains, and even sing of insignificant mortals. You listen for their steps. Through the whispers of butterflies, inscribed tablets, and the tides of the river of souls. Are you endeavoring to immortalize them through your words? Or do you hope to have faded away with the times on that fateful day?
Okay, this one confused me a little bit because they mentioned Menestia scales and I was thinking of like a snake, a type of reptile. Turns out, certain bugs can have scales, including butterflies, apparently in their wings. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I still like the idea of Menestia being shaped like a butterfly because of all the butterfly representation and all the symbolism that we see throughout the Trailblaze mission.
Judge of the Nightveil. As night descends, let me share some tales from my everyday life. May truth shine bright forever. The great blessers foresee the future through the prophecies of Orynix, whereas those who are feared and loathed lift the veil of Evernight to glimpse into the past. The predetermined past is woven into the fabric of fate, revealing fragments of memories. No sins can escape the piercing gaze of judgment. Murderers have no place to hide, for the miracles revealed by the gods embody the very essence of truth. Thieves vanish into the shadows, for the tapestry of time eventually unveils their hidden traces. Yet people's fears outweigh their reverence, as no secret can escape our vigilant gaze. Cowardice mingles with murderous intent, and love intertwines with ambition. We are summoned, yet we are expelled. Life-giving Sculptor. Helioticus, I hear your hoarse voice. It has been ages since you last visited your old friend, me, the aging Fias. Old scars from pitiable wars means I can no longer see your face. But please believe me, the statue in my workshop captures your very essence more vividly than you yourself. The kids keep their distance from me, frightened by those mechanical statues. With a touch of paint and some skillful craftsmanship, they walk and talk and smile, just like those fellows who died in the sea. Have I outdone those mechanics and sculptures now? If blessed by Georgios, I even feel that I could accomplish the incredible feats of recreating life and bringing them all back. Oh no, I think I feel a gear on my elbow. Wow, okay, that one took a really amazing turn, and I like the idea of this individual creating life, but also ended up realizing that he himself is one of the lives that he created. Because I'm assuming, right, the sculptures and statues, he mentions they can move, meaning they're like akin to robots. The fact that he could feel a gear in his elbow means that he too is one of these sculptures. What I find most fascinating though is I'm not sure if this individual is actually talking to the real Heliodicus or the statue Heliodicus. Because he mentions like, oh, even my statue shows more of like your essence than you yourself. So I'm wondering if like he's just talking to the statue, if he's talking to the real person. Priest of Time. Let me tell you about those enigmatic priests who weave the whispers of time with their prayers. The miracles wrought by Orynix can reforge even the most shattered memories. Rivers retreat and crumbling walls unveil weathered inscriptions. Waterfalls halt their flow and turn into ice, while broken bridges mend themselves, inviting passage for all. Once, I was fortunate enough to encounter a group of pilgrim priests who foresaw future disasters in their dreams. They guided me to change my path, warning me to avoid ancient Luina carved from solid rock. It had long fallen into ruin, turning into a realm of death and slaughter. Being cautious by nature, I followed their advice, while they turned away from me and summoned the collapsing cliffs towards fate. Okay, this one has me a bit confused, because as far as I remember, we don't really have that much information about the people that followed Orynix specifically. I know that we know of Janusopolis, and Janusopolis worshipped all three of them, this one's being Talanton, Janus, and Orynix, but I'm still a little bit confused. What I do enjoy here is that it shows them as being able to foresee the future, which I feel like is why we're getting such a big focus on the Stellaron Hunters, because there has been, at least as of 3.0, right, when we got the powers, and also the anniversary art, when we get the 30 pulls in this anniversary event, all of it just showcases the Stellaron Hunters. So I'm hoping that we get to see more story based around the Trailblazers past because of it. Brewer of Bitter Memories. Oh, weary traveler, come take a sip of this mellow honey brew. Its bounty rivals Fagusta's finest hoard, so enchanting that even Sagrius would drop their tricks just to catch its scent. In return, all I seek is for you to share your tales from the road. What heart-wrenching tales and scenes have you encountered on your journey? Don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of tragedies. I hail from the Tavern of Mythimus, where impassioned melodies echo day and night. My nectar, however, is not crafted from ordinary grain. It's forged from the countless sorrows of the world, each drop a testament of human suffering. In search of ingredients for my brew, I've journeyed to desolate lands, soaking in the bittersweet tapestry of human life, and the mournful echoes of countless souls. Take your seat. Let's drink and chat. Since life is a tapestry woven with sorrow, let's drown in this nectar until the break of dawn. You know, this really brings the term of drinking your sorrows away to a literal meaning, and I'm a big fan of this. It seems really interesting that this person is being able to transform someone's bitter memories and then shape them into alcohol. Not really sure if that's like suitable for consumption, but as a concept that is really freaking amazing. Hearth Clan. Heed the advice of a poor old father. Even if you're coinless and at the end of your rope, never, ever seek help from the Hearth Clan. We were once a prestigious family in Janusopolis, but we were stripped of our honor and exiled because of a scandal. Now, they claim to have received prophecies from both Janus and Orynix, vowing to assimilate everyone into their fold. An ordinary stuffed boiled tea session has become an altar of sinister cult rituals. Each participant's experience and emotions are now intertwined, encompassing both their darkest desires and noblest virtues. Worse still, they prey on the innocence of others, enticing them to join in. Oh, my poor naive son, why did you run away from home and fall prey to their deceitful words? Again, here we see the whole concept of people getting prophecies from the future. And as a whole, like the big prophecy of Amphorius with the Chrysoseirs is also really, really big. And I like how sort of tied to the concept of finality it is. And I really do end up hoping that we get to see more of the Stellaron Hunters in future patches. I know that they can't really reach Amphorius yet, though, I don't know, maybe it could be a cool way if they end up doing it because of Elio's prophecies. I don't know, just a thought. I would really like to see Stellaron Hunters again. History Investigator. Stay your steps, child of the Titans. You must answer our questions. Have you ever beheld the manifestation of the gods, or been fooled by cunning tricks? Have you been a part of triumphant battles, or seen city-states crumble? Have you seen heroes lay down their lives, or cowards find their way to redemption? If you have experienced, witnessed, or recorded any facts, please report them promptly, even if it is just a snippet of information. You may conceal or weave lies, but know that as the kin of Orynix, we shadow your every step. Remember, it is not nature's mountains and ravines that shape the destiny of Amphorius, but our golden texts and iron scripts. In this tumultuous age, where strife reigns and black tide surges, the fire of civilization persists as long as the historical chronicles endure. And as the statements you're about to provide are the fuel that ignites and sustains these enduring flames. So this is interesting. I'm not sure how to interpret this other than like these people being entities that record history, but it feels odd that they're saying, oh, but we're shadowing every step of yours, so just make sure to give us the right information. Otherwise, you're gonna suffer the consequence. I don't know. It feels like a redundant piece of work there. Maybe I'm just reading this wrong, but that's how it seems for me. Elegy Priest. Would you believe it, passing friend? Just now, I witnessed the demise of millennia. Travelers singing dirges plucked a star from their clothes and planted a fragment of time in the soil as if sowing a seed. I saw the ruins of Styxia, kissed by the river of souls. I saw Locas consumed in a sea of flames. The fire devoured everything in its path. These events, once real and long past, were recorded by the travelers and brought back before our eyes. I asked them why they came. The travelers revealed that they were plucking broken memories. This city has long been annihilated. As for us, we are merely souls under Orynix's miracle, the final elegy of farewell. Okay, before I start talking about this, there are some spoilers for the 3.2 storyline. I'm gonna give you guys 3 seconds after I finish the sentence, and then I'll start speaking, okay? 3, 2, 1. Okay, in the 3.2 Trailblaze mission, we end up learning that we are dead. Like literally, we died because Nikador's lance assassinated us, and Danhang decided to play it a little bit cool, saying, oh, like you just looked fine afterwards, even though you were bleeding and dying earlier. But to be fair, in Danhang's defense, we literally, he saw us get stabbed in Bellabug, so I can understand why he might assume that we can just recover as easily as that. There are a lot of confusions for me, and this is a little bit of theory and speculation that I'm going to be coming up with. We are told that because of the Skyfather's blessing, we were able to survive. Now, initially I thought that was Aquila because it's the Sky Titan, but then I realized it's the father, therefore it's somebody above them. So then I thought, what if it is actually Kefali? That would make the most sense because they are mentioned as the Sky Father. However, the one that I would like to think about, even though this could very easily be wrong, I thought that the power, not even the Sky Father's blessing, it was like the Sky Father's power. I'm assuming that has to be the Stellaron, right? And because in one of our previous segments, we saw that the Sky Titan was closely attuned to destruction, maybe the Sky Father refers to an Aeon and the fathers of the Aeons, like the fathers of the Titans are the Aeons. I feel like that goes a bit too insane. I still feel like, as I was discussing with a friend, that it would make most sense for this to be Kefali, but I have no idea. So I'm really intrigued to know what will happen in future patches. Oathkeeper. Hush. The Oathkeepers of Talanton are coming. May you have lived your life with integrity and never broken an oath. Be it a deal with the workshop, an alliance with a neighboring land, a promise to the Titans, or a miracle prayed for in a temple. The believers of Talanton are everywhere. They are the wind, the shadows, and the shattered stone tablets. They defend all contracts of the world on behalf of the Titans. With daggers, they slay kings who betray allies. With eagle's beak, they punish gamblers who deceive the Titans. With a rose, they wounded even the cunning Sagrius. Some claim the Oathkeepers are merely the priest's lies, but that is because one cannot see them until one dies. No matter how much you evade, they will always be waiting for you at the end. I really like the concept of these individuals. At first I thought they were just stealing the role of Thanatos in like taking away the dead and judging them themselves. Then I realized no, these individuals are just that freaking good at assassinating people that is why they're saying if you see them, that means this is the end of your life, because yeah, you're meant to be dead. You're meant to see them because they allow you to see them and then they murder you. This concept is really cool. I low-key hope that this becomes a character. Time's Miracle. This is an ancient remembrance inscribed on a stone tablet. This is the miracle of Orynix, the Veil of Evernight. Born before the Chrysos War, the great hero Korinki set out on a great journey for the throne. He drank with gods in the sea and wrestled with their creations. ascended the sacred mountain under the guidance of the priests, and slew the black-fanged monster born from the nightmare of the earth. Having won all the honors a hero could ask for, he returned to his homeland, only to look down upon ruins. How sorrowful it was! If only his life stopped the moment before he crossed the mountains. If only he could have perished in his most glorious moment, the hero prayed to the gods. The starry night song swept over the mountain peak, steering the passage of time, halting his steps in the final moment, and crystallizing him into a star in the sky. You know, because this is Greek mythology, you're never allowed to be happy. I feel so bad for like this hero of legend, but at the same time, one of the things that this immediately reminded me of is that one storyline about the war dance, because we hear about the past of Belobog as well, and how this guy, Igor, yeah, I remember his name. I almost called him Hugo. No, Igor ended up like traveling away in order to seek help for his town, but he was a really good fighter, right? Not even for his town, for his whole planet. At the end of the day, he just ended up being far away from home, while everybody could have been getting killed, attacked, invaded. So he returned. Probably by the time that he returned, a lot of the people that he knew had already been dead, but at least he went back and was able to save them. What I am so sad about for this particular character is how they returned, and then their entire hometown was just dead. Additionally, because I ended up doing the video about the propagation before this one, which honestly ended up being positive now, that concept where these people were trying to recreate Korinki's story to try to make another great hero because somebody had the same name, like a literal child just happened to have the same name as his legendary hero, feels even more messed up. Because if they're trying to recreate everything, including the way that they died, this means that they would be murdering this person's hometown just for the sake of character development. Which is really messed up looking at it. And yeah, with that, we have gone over the lore of every single equation that can be found within the Protean hero in the Path of Remembrance. And in all honesty, it has been intriguing. I don't feel like this has been the episode that I have been most hyped for, because a lot of these equations, I feel like I have ended up just being confused. A lot of these have to do with the past, present, future, more than anything, the fact that it's time related, so past and future, which does lead me with a lot of like, I feel like I have more questions now than I have answers, as opposed to like the other equations. So I hope that when we get an expansion of these set of equations, we get to learn more, especially about like the Priests of Time. I also do like the fact that this has to do a lot with prophecies, especially given the whole context of Amphorius being about the main big prophecy to save everything, but also having all the Crisis heirs dying. I don't know. I feel like this is one of the concepts that I hope we get to expand more on. And yeah, just I feel like we will learn more about Orynix and the other Titans the more we continue in the story. I've been loving the story so far, by the way. I am literally about to finish the last few bits of Amphorius after I finish posting this video, so I am hyped. And yeah, just thank you very much for watching. Leave down in the comments what you think about these equations. If you guys have any theories about these, they'll be greatly appreciated. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, morning, whatever time zone you're currently watching this video at, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.